Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to my channel if you're new. My name's Brianna and I like to talk about books and homeschooling and really anything that interests me. So today I'm really excited. I am doing a super awesome video with my friend here on YouTube, Vanessa at Read with Dr. B. I'll have her name on the screen and also all of her stuff linked down below. But we are doing a surprise book of the month TBR challenge. So what we did was we got together and we showed each other what books we have from book of the month that are still on our TBRs, and we surprised each other with picking 2 books for us to read that we did not know the other was going to pick. And then we matched 2 of our books on both of our TBRs to do buddy read for. So those 2 books are Daisy Darker and When We Were Bright and Beautiful. I'll actually go get those in a second. But I got the video from her, so I am going to film myself watching it. Hopefully I can figure out some sort of way to edit both videos on the screen at the same time so you can see my reaction live. If not, I will have the video obviously clip inserted here and give you my reactions after. I'll be filming myself while I watch the video now, but if the editing thing doesn't work, then I guess you'll just see my reaction in live time. So I am going to open the video now and see. I have no idea what she chose for me, so I am very excited to see what the videos are, or what the books are going to be. I'm just going to put my kitty headphones on. Side note, I love these things. Alrighty, let's see this video. What are we going to be reading?
Hey Brianna, it's me, Vanessa, or Read with Dr. B. So I'm really excited to be doing this collab with you today. Brianna sent me a picture of all of the books that she currently has on her shelf that are Book of the Month books. So the first one that we're going to be reading together is Daisy Darker by Alice Feeney. And I originally remember picking this one for Book of the Month, my Book of the Month box back last August of 2022, because it had the name Daisy in it and my dog's name is Daisy. So that's book number 1. And the second book that we are going to be reading together is When We Were Bright and Beautiful by Jillian Medoff. And I have no idea what this one is about, but it looks like I also got this one in my August 2022 box. So I am super excited to read both of these books with you, and now to let others know what books that we are going to be reading separately. Out of the ones that I saw on her shelf, I was most gravitated towards 2 in particular because I actually own them as well, but I don't have them in Book of the Month format. But I thought it would be kind of cool if I read them with you, so just more buddy reading. So ignore the sticker, but the first book is The Heart Principle by Ellen Huang. And I know this is like a series, but I'm excited for you to read this one because it's one that has been on my list. I know it's romance, and that's different from the other 2 books that we have chosen to read together. And I've just heard really good things about this one and this author. The second book that I think I want you to read, because I'm going to read it with you, is The Great Alone by Kristen Hanna. And again, ignore my silly little sticker. So I'm excited to read this one because it's been on my shelf for quite a long time and I want to know what it's about. From the looks of it, it seems like some sort of like wilderness kind of vibe back in the 70s in Alaska. And I'm wondering if it's like a general fiction kind of book, but I have no idea what it's about. But I do think the cover is super pretty, and this will probably get us set up for some really nice fall vibes. I hope you enjoy reading along with me. I'm super excited to get to read with you, and I will see you later. Bye.
Okay, so as you guys just saw, my books that she picked for me to read are The Heart Principle and The Great Alone. Let me go grab them really quick. I'm gonna go grab all of them. One second. Okay, so I grabbed all of them. So we have obviously When We Were Bright and Beautiful. I was able to find the audio for this book, so I will probably be listening to this book. And then our other buddy read is Daisy Darker by Alice Feeney. I also found the audio for this book, so I will also be listening to this book. So I'm super excited for these two. But the book she picked for me was The Heart Principle by Helen Huang. This has been sitting on my shelf for so long. I was really excited when I found out that she chose this for me, because I have heard nothing but good things about this book, and I'm really excited. And I'm really excited that she's going to be buddy reading this with me too, so very awesome. And then the next one that she chose for me was The Great Alone by Kristen Hanna, and oh my gosh, this book has been sitting on my shelf for so long. I know I'm gonna love this book. I just have not read, I don't know, I just haven't read it yet, so this is awesome. This is gonna push me to read it. I am so excited for this book. I feel like it's gonna be heartbreaking, but in the best way. I've never read a Kristen Hanna either, so this will be my very first. And we're gonna buddy read this one together too, so that's very exciting. So I can't wait to pick both of these, all four of these, honestly. I cannot wait to read all of them. I will be physically reading these. But yeah, let's see how these books go. I can't wait to dive into these books. Like I said, if you haven't already, which I'm sure you have, please go subscribe to Vanessa. She makes awesome book content and she does sprints all the time. I love her sprints. I love her book content. I love her personality, and I'm just really happy that we met over the internet and get to do things like this together. So yeah, let's get into reading. So I did want to give a little bit of an update. I've actually been at my mom's house, so I have been listening to the audiobook of Daisy Darker, and I am currently on chapter 15. You can see that. And this book is wild. I don't even know what is happening right now. Like, this book is taking me on such a crazy roller coaster. I have suspicions of different people in the book. So essentially, to give an overview of what this book is about, it is about a girl named Daisy Darker who goes to her grandma's or her nana's house to celebrate her nana's 80th birthday. And somebody once told her nana that she was not going to live past 80. So her whole family is coming to celebrate her, her sisters, her mom, her dad, a couple other people come to this island to help celebrate the nana's 80th birthday. And this is not a spoiler because I think it's on the cover, but her nana ends up dying, and they're trying to figure out how did that happen, who did it. And then a bunch of other people start dying. Well, I don't know if a bunch of other people start dying, but other people start dying. And basically it's reminding me a lot of Clue. As I'm listening to it, it's giving very much Clue vibes, the board game Clue, which I kind of love. If I'm being honest, I kind of love that. So I've never read a book like that. So it's very much like a who's killing all these people, who did it. And yeah, it's very intriguing, I'll say that. So that's my update so far. I am liking it. I've never read an Alice Feeney before, so I'm having to get used to her writing, just because it is very different than normal thriller authors. And I was talking to Vanessa about this. Apparently, because she's reading while she's listening to the audio, it's a British woman doing the audio, and apparently they changed some words. I haven't noticed because I'm just doing the audio, but Like they changed, I think she said they changed light to torch, and just some things like that. So that's kind of cool to hear about. But yeah, so far I'm really liking it. I don't know how much longer. Let's see, there's 50 chapters, so I need to put quite a dent in this. There's only like 7 hours left in the audiobook though, so I'm hoping to finish this today. I'm actually home right now because I needed to take my son to baseball, but anyways, I grabbed the book while I was here. So I'm gonna switch to probably switch between reading and audio now, just to make it go a little bit quicker. But yeah, I so far am really liking it, so we'll see how it ends. That'll really depict what I rate it, and if I recommend it. But right now, like I said, if you like Clue, it's giving Clue vibes, so I would definitely check it out if that's something you're interested in. Hey guys, it is Sunday now. I just finished Daisy Darker and just wanted to give a little review type of thing. It's the morning, so I'm still in my pajamas and everything, but it's Sunday, so who cares? But I genuinely don't know what to rate this. I think I'm gonna stick to a 3-star right now because the way this book ended was insane. I did not see that coming. I'm not going to give spoilers, but I did not see that twist coming, which is why I want to reread it and then hopefully give it like a higher rating. The reason that I feel like the reason my rating is at 3 stars right now and why I feel good about that is because I hated the characters in this book. I did not like a single one of them except for Trixie. And I have a really hard time with books when I don't like any of the characters. So, yeah, I think I'm going to stick to a 3-star at the moment, but I do want to reread this sooner rather than later while it's still fresh on my mind. And then knowing what I know now, I think it might gain an extra star, maybe would become a 4-star. I don't know yet, but that does it for Daisy Darker. I did have a good time with this. I will say I listened to the audio while I was reading it. Well, at first I listened to the audio and then I picked up the book and started reading along with it. And the audio is done by like a British lady, and she changed not a lot of the words, but she changed some of the words. So just be aware of that. I mean, there wasn't anything crazy, but I definitely noticed there were parts in the book that were reading different than this copy. So just be aware of that. However, I will say I did like the audio because there were some like creepy things in here that she read, and she read it in like a creepy voice, and it really added to the atmosphere of the book, which is very dark, as you can see. So yeah, I think I'm gonna land on a 3-star here, and then eventually, hopefully soon, do a reread and maybe give it an extra star. But I just started reading When We Were Bright and Beautiful by Gillian Medoff. I am only one chapter in, but so far I'm very intrigued, just because I have no idea if I'm gonna like this book or not, because what I can gather so far is that it is a book about like a white male athlete who is being accused of a girl, and normally I feel like we read from the perspective of the victim, but in this, from what I'm gathering from the first chapter, the author is trying to be more so on the side of the male. And I mean, we don't know if he's guilty or not yet. The way the author's making it seem is that he's not, but it's kind of giving the opposite perspective, so I don't know how I'm gonna like this. I don't know. That topic is very sensitive, and I don't know. But I'm willing to give it a chance. I'm very open-minded, so we will see. But that's kind of what I'm gathering, is it's about this rich family who lives in New York, and they have 2 sons, Nate and Billy, and then a daughter named Cassie, I think. And Billy is the one that is like a star athlete. He's pre-med, and he's been on and off with his girlfriend, ex-girlfriend Diana, and she's the one that is accusing him. We'll see. His family seems to think that there's no way that that could happen, and that Diana's crazy, and that's kind of the perspective that we're going off of with this book, as what it seems like, is it's pulling, oh, the girl's crazy, like blah 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 blah. So I don't know how I feel about that, but we'll see. I will keep you updated. I'm actually reading this on my Kindle, and I do have the audiobook for it, but I just figured I'd get through it a little quicker on my Kindle. So this is what I'm currently reading, and I will update you guys when I am a little bit further in and have more thoughts. Okay, hey guys, I just wanted to do an update on my reading. So I just got to part 2 of When We Were Bright and Beautiful, and so far I actually just got home from seeing the Barbie movie, so I'm like wearing pink and stuff. By the way, if you've not seen the Barbie movie yet, what are you doing? It is so good. Highly recommend. I will be going to see that again. Also, I keep filming in this room because I'm at my mom's house, as I've mentioned before. And there's not really many places to
Are those
film.
Ninja Turtle ices?
Yes, they are. And there's not really a ton of places to film that people are not in. I have a big family, so this is the room I stay in, so this is where I'm filming. But with this book, it's definitely different. My camera battery's flashing at me, so I need to hurry up. It's definitely different. Like I said at the beginning, it's telling the perspective from the male's point of view and his like rich family, and they're kind of insufferable, and I rolled my eyes a million times, but it's okay. I don't really know what I'd rate it right now. Okay, my camera died while I was in the middle of saying that. But I don't know what I would rate it right now. It's feeling very much like a 2-3 star at the moment, just because I'm not super intrigued by the story. I don't know. I don't want to say it's boring, because it's not boring, but it's just, it's a trial. Like, it's not, I don't know how to explain it, but so far I would say, like, I'm at part 2, there's 3 parts, and the trial is like just starting, so I don't know what I would rate it. I don't know. I think this one's really gonna depend on how it ends, what the rating ends up being. So that is all for the update. I need to charge my other battery. Thankfully I have 2 batteries, so I need to charge that one, and I'm gonna try to get through chapter 33 today. And I probably won't update you guys until I'm done with it. Like, I probably won't update again until I'm done with it, so I will let you know what I think. Hey guys, so I just wanted to do a quick little update. I am on chapter 41, so I'm about 67% through When We Were Bright and Beautiful by Jillian Medoff. I just want to give my thoughts, give a quick little update. I am not loving this book, and I'm not hating this book, if I'm being honest. It's a lot more than just your average like trial story. It's very different because you're actually deep diving into not only the trial, you're also diving into the sister. It's completely told from the sister's point of view, and she was actually groomed by someone who was old enough to be her dad, so she's kind of coming to terms with the fact that she was also kind of she was also taken advantage of by a man, and she's just kind of written it off and just kind of been like, oh no, like it was both of us. But she was 15 or 16 at the time, and he was like in his 30s, married and all that kind of stuff. And so it's really interesting because you are kind of getting both points of view, even though she is still fighting for her brother. I don't know, it's a lot more of a deep dive into both sides than I originally thought it would be. The male side versus the female side, the victim versus the defendant, I guess. Is that right? I don't know law stuff. The accused versus the victim, basically. So I'm very curious how this ends. Again, it's a lot of rich people drama. I don't love that. I'm not really intrigued by rich people and their scandalous like lives. When it comes to stuff like this, I feel like they're very pompous. At least these people are. But yeah, I'm 67% through. I've got about 2-ish hours, a little under 2 hours left in the audiobook, so I'll definitely finish that today. And we'll see. I don't know, it's very slow going, even though it's a very short book. It's just very heavy topics, so if you're not into that, I would not recommend this book. Also, it can be kind of triggering at points, so you know, the grooming, accusations, all that kind of stuff is just, there's like fraud involved. I don't want to give spoilers, but I also want you to be prepared if you're going to go into it, just knowing what you're going into. So we'll see. I am liking the audiobook, I will say that. So I guess I'll update you guys when I'm finished with this. Hey guys, I am back. I am still at my mom's house, but I have a couple of reading updates for you. I actually finished When We Were Bright and Beautiful the day before yesterday, so 2 days ago. I went ahead and returned it to the library because I wanted other people to be able to have it, but I did finish it, I promise. So I wanted to update with my thoughts and just kind of how the story wrapped up without giving spoilers. So it very much started out seeming like it was going to be your typical trial for sexual assault and things like that, and it very much flipped the entire script. I was talking to Vanessa about it, and I did not look it up on Goodreads, but she said it's categorized as a mystery thriller on Goodreads, and she said she didn't agree with that, and I completely agree with her. I don't think it was at all a mystery thriller. If anything, I feel like it was more of like a literary fiction kind of story, contemporary, I don't know, but it dealt with very heavy things. So definitely want to look up trigger warnings if you go into that book, not just for sexual assault, but also there's a few other triggers. It completely flipped the script on me. I mean, it did remain pretty much about what the basis of the story was, but it actually ended up being a lot more about the sister, and I won't say why, but ultimately the twist left me with a really bad taste in my mouth. Not because of how the author wrote it or the characters or anything like that, just, well, yes, the characters, but it has nothing to do with the author or the story or anything. It's just, it was a very heavy book that I was not expecting to be as heavy as it turned out, and I was expecting it to be pretty heavy, but it was a lot heavier. So please look up the trigger warnings. I think I'm gonna end up rating. I've thought about it for 2 days. I had to take a break from reading yesterday because I just needed to clear my mind from that, because I feel like the 2 books we already read for this vlog have been pretty heavy. So I think I'm gonna end up rating it 3 stars. I don't know if I'd ever pick it up again, just because I don't like reading things like that, but I'm glad I read it because it has been sitting on my shelf forever, and I was definitely surprised. But moving on, that was my thoughts about When We Were Bright and Beautiful. I have started reading The Heart Principle. I believe Vanessa started it today as well. She may have started it last night, but we've been talking about it a little bit. I'm not very far at all. I think I'm on the 4th chapter, but so far it's a lot lighter. What I can gather right now, because like I said, I'm only read a few chapters, is our main character, whom I already forgot her name, Anna. I'm so bad at that. I'm so bad at names. I'm literally just started reading this and I already forgot her name. Anna is a musician who is very relatable. I like her a lot as a character so far. She's very much a people pleaser. She molds herself to fit what other people want, including her therapist. And so far she can't get this violin song right. And her boyfriend ends up breaking up with her after they've done, you know, the deed. Right after, he's like, I think we should see other people because, you know, you wouldn't buy a car without test driving, you know, a few other cars first. And it's like, but I'm not a car, I'm a person. So I hate her boyfriend. So they're taking a break, and I just got to the first chapter where they introduce, so this is a dual point of view book. So Quan is going to be the next person that you're reading from their point of view. So I know nothing about him, but I can already guess that she and her boyfriend probably don't get back together, which I like, but so far so good. I'm liking this a lot. It's a very short book, so I'm hoping to finish this within the next day or 2. But yeah, that's my update. I feel like I should read the synopsis to give you a little bit better of a update, but I don't really like reading synopsis if I don't have to. So that's what's going on right now. My husband's calling me, I need to go, but I will update you guys when I'm a little bit farther through and let you know what Quan is. Okay, hey guys, so I wanted to give an update on The Heart Principle. I am sitting in the car. We're at my son's practice right now. So I wanted to go ahead and give a quick little update about this. My thoughts on it, I did finish it. So I had to watch a few videos about, I'm gonna just put the camera down here because there's people like coming. I had to watch a few videos about other people's opinions on this book before I felt comfortable giving my own opinion. Mostly because I have very mixed thoughts on this book. I think that this is not marketed correctly at all. This is marketed as a rom-com, and to me this was a lot more serious than a rom-com. So that was kind of a adjustment, I think, throughout the book. So basically this book is about a girl named Anna who's a violinist. She's very, like, she has a very strict family who has very strict ideas about who she is and who she should be and all that stuff. And meanwhile, she's very timid, I would say, and has an idea of what she wants, but is too scared to do that because of what her family would think. And then you've also got the love interest here. His name is Quan. He's basically very much like, you only have one life. He had cancer, so he's like out to live his best life now that he's recovered from cancer. They end up meeting, essentially, without giving any spoilers away, her dad ends up very sick, so you know, you're going through that, the death of a parent. You're going through what she thinks is right for her dad. Her boyfriend, you know, before she met Quan, her boyfriend broke up with her and was just a complete douchebag about it. And anyway, she meets Quan and he really gets her out of her bubble, and he teaches her how to basically do what she wants and not what everybody else wants. And you just kind of watch their relationship blossom throughout the book. They essentially both started out as like just hook up and then ended up, you know, growing that relationship into something more. So I don't want to give anything else away because I feel like that was kind of giving a lot away. I ended up on 3 stars for this book, just mainly because I feel like this cover really does not portray the intensity of the book. And I don't want to say that it's not lighthearted at times. It is. It's just a very for the most part, it's a very serious, like, it deals with very serious topics. So 3 stars overall. I really liked Quan. I really liked Anna. There was like the miscommunication trope in there. I don't know. I don't want to say friends to lovers because they kind of started out like that. Also, he really helps her come out of her shell, like, when it comes to being intimate, which was very interesting to read. And I did feel like she was kind of relatable in some ways with just people pleasing, because I feel like I am definitely a people pleaser, so that was nice to read in a main character. But yeah, so I'm gonna end up giving that book 3 stars. So that is my review of The Heart Principle without giving any spoilers. I also just started The Lies I Tell. I've already read this book, so I should probably fly through this pretty quickly. But this book, I think I mentioned it already. Maybe I didn't. This book is basically about 2 females. One of them is a con artist, and she upended the other female's life like 10 years ago, so she's out for revenge. And then it turns out that this female is not exactly who she thought she was. So you've got Meg, and she's the con artist, and Kat, she's the person that Meg upended her life. So I will give a review. I'm just gonna go ahead and give a review when I'm done with this, because like I said, I've already read it and I rated it 5 stars last time I read it. But I always am down for a good reread of a 5-star, especially when it's a thriller. So I will just update you guys when I finish. quite a bit later. I have finished The Lies I Tell. So I just wanted to come on here and give my updated rating, which, spoiler alert, it's still 5 stars. Just because I just really love the female empowerment that this book has. I also love that it's a dual timeline, as well as a dual perspective book, and I also love that it's not necessarily like a whodunit, it's more of a like what happened type of vibe. Basically, like I said, it's about Meg and Kat. Kat is a reporter, Meg is a con artist, and they end up being friends, and my alarm's going off, hold on. Kat, like I said, Meg upended Kat's life a few years ago, and Kat was trying to uncover the dirt on who this person really is, and they end up becoming friends. And I don't really want to say too much more than that because it is a really short book. It's really easy to get through, and it's one of my favorite thrillers. So if you have not read this book already, go read it. I'm sticking with 5 stars on this one. Yeah, I really like this book. So moving on, I will be reading The Stardust Thief, and then our last book is The Great Alone. And because I feel like this video is getting kind of long already, I'm just gonna read those. I'm not gonna do any like reading montages or anything because I don't want this book vlog to be like 15 hours long. But also I feel like it'll just be easier. Those are bigger books. I feel like it'll just be easier for me to just give my thoughts all in one at the end of reading it. I also do not own The Stardust Thief. I got it on Kindle, so I'll be reading on my Kindle. And I was able to get the audio for The Great Alone, as well as I own The Great Alone. It's by Kristen Hanna. And The Stardust Thief is by Chelsea. I don't want to butcher the name, so give me 2 seconds. Chelsea Abdullah, I think, is her name. So I will just be reading those and giving you my thoughts and opinions on them, and then we will wrap this video up. I'll give you my overall opinions, and yeah, I've been having a really good time with this video, so I'm really enjoying this. And it's nice to knock off some of these from my TBR, because y'all know my book of the month TBR is like ridiculous, but there's worse things. So yeah, on to read The Stardust Thief. Alright guys, so I said I would update when I finished The Stardust Thief. So I have just finished The Stardust Thief, so I wanted to give you my opinions about it. Overall, I think I'm going to end up giving this 4 stars. I will probably read the second one. I think this is supposed to be a trilogy, but it's a really very interesting story. A lot of like found family, so if you like fantasy with found family, I think you would really enjoy this one. There's like no romance in it, so if that's what you're looking for, I would not recommend this book. But overall, I really enjoyed it. It did take a while to read, and I would say it took a little bit to get into, but it does leave you on a cliffhanger, so I am excited to read the next one. So this book is about Luli, who is a midnight merchant who basically lives in a town where magic is forbidden, and it's based on 1001 Nights, I think is what it's called. Anyways, but she basically smuggles in magical relics with the help of her djinn bodyguard, and through like a series of events ends up saving one of the Sultan's princes, and then the Sultan essentially finds her and blackmails her into... Okay, sorry, I keep getting interrupted, so this review is like taking me multiple clips. My son came in here, and then my husband came in here, and now my dog's over there. I forgot what I was saying. So I think I was talking about this book. Where was I? I'm trying not to give spoilers, which is a lot harder than it sounds. But the Sultan, right, so through a series of events, she ends up saving one of the Sultan's princes, and then the Sultan finds her and essentially blackmails her into finding this magical artifact for him that then, anyways, it's a big thing. I don't want to give too much away. I really enjoyed it. And yeah, I'm sorry that this review is all over the place. Like I said, I am a mom, and I also have multiple pets, and I also have a husband who has been interrupting this video, but it's fine. I don't mind. But that is the review for the Stardust Thief. Like I said, I can't wait to read the next. I will definitely be reading the next one. And I think it's a trilogy, so that's awesome. If any of that sounds interesting to you, I would definitely check it out. But yeah, I enjoyed it. I wouldn't say it's my favorite fantasy I've ever read, but it was a good time. I enjoyed it more than I thought I was going to in the beginning. Like I said, the beginning was kind of slow-paced for me, but I ended up really liking it. So definitely the surprise of the video here. So I am going to move on to The Great Alone by Kristen Hanna, and once I'm done with that, I will give you my final thoughts on everything. I'll do like a little wrap-up video. So yeah, I expect that will probably take me a couple days to read. I think we've got like a I was talking to Vanessa, I think we're trying to get it done in like 3 days, so I've got my like tabs on it and everything. So and I have the audio, so that should go pretty quickly, hopefully. I'm a little nervous about that book because I've heard it's very emotional and I have no idea what I'm getting myself into, but I'm also kind of excited because I've literally only heard great things about that book, about The Great Alone. Great things about The Great Alone. So I am gonna move on to that one, and I will check back in with you all once I've finished reading everything. I can't believe this video is almost over. It's been a ride. And I'm sorry that the last few books I haven't really been vlogging. There's just been so much going on in life. Right now I literally like have a video going up. It's probably up already, of just like kind of like life updates. We've been doing a lot of stuff with our house, and just like my son has baseball, which you saw me in the car at practice a few nights ago. And yeah, it's been crazy. We started homeschooling. But we have a long weekend this weekend. It's Labor Day weekend. And so I should be able to get some really good reading in. So yeah, I'll check in with you guys once I'm done with The Great Alone, and then this video will be over, and I can't believe it. I've had a lot of fun filming this and doing this buddy read. I definitely want to keep doing buddy reads. So yeah. Alrighty guys, so it is time to wrap this video up and go over all of my thoughts. I finished the final book that we were going to read together, The Great Alone by Kristen Hanna. And I am very happy to say that this video ended on a freaking banger. Okay, this was a 5-star read. I think The Lies I Tell was also a 5-star read, but that's been a 5-star read. But this book, you guys, was such an emotional, wild roller coaster. Just to give a little summary, and then I'll go over all the books that I read for this video. You're following Lenny and Cora and Ernst. I don't know how to say his freaking name. Whatever, their dad, Ernst. And it is set in the 70s. Basically, Ernst has these like severe, I don't know what he's got, but he's I don't like him at all. Anyways, he's he's the dad. Cora's the mom, Lenny's the child. He fought in the war, has like severe PTSD, like thinks that, you know, everything is terrible, and ends up moving his family to Alaska because one of the veterans that he knew ended up leaving him his house there, and he moves there because he thinks Alaska is going to be better for his family, which in reality he's what's wrong with his family. Like, he's the problem, it's him. No, but this story is so beautiful. They moved to Alaska. It basically just goes over their time in Alaska, and Ernst is very abusive and an alcoholic and a terrible person. And Cora, the mom, has just kind of been putting up with it for her whole life and continues to do so. And Lenny starts to get to the age where she realizes that this is not okay. And she meets a boy, Matthew, through school, and they really hit it off. And then something terrible ends up happening. Matthew ends up leaving to go to school, and Lenny's stuck there by herself. There's a lot of found family in this. There is a lot of grief in this, but it is such a good book. Her writing is so good. I was talking to Vanessa about this because we both were like, I think, like, subconsciously I don't allow myself to like historical fiction. Not that you don't allow yourself, but like, I think we both like historical fiction and just refuse to acknowledge that or something. I don't know, because like I see historical fiction and I'm like, no thanks. But I end up loving pretty much all the historical fiction that I read. So this is such a good book. Such a good book. If you read any of these books, I highly recommend you read this one. It's so good. I want to give spoilers on this because it was so good and I want to talk about it, but also I don't want to give spoilers because I don't want to ruin it. So I'm not going to give spoilers on it, but this was 5 freaking stars. What a way to end this video. I'm so happy about it. If you hear my dog breathing in the background, I'm really sorry. She's been chasing my son around. And now she is like huffing and puffing like a crazy. So anyways, to basically wrap up this video, I want to go over, also I'm wearing my Gilmore Girls shirt because it is pumpkin spice latte time at Starbucks. But no, I wrote some notes because I, like, this video has been a span of like 2 weeks, maybe longer, I don't know, of what I thought. So we started with Daisy Darker, and I gave this 4 stars. I definitely want to reread this. I think if I reread it, I'd give it 5 stars. But I really liked this book. It gave like very much like Clue vibes, and it also reminded me of a movie, but if I tell you the movie, then it's going to completely give away what the plot twist is. So I'm not going to do that, but I would recommend this, yes. When We Were Bright and Beautiful, I gave this 3 stars, and I think I'll settle with that. Like, I'm not gonna reread this. I'm gonna sell this book or put it in a free little library or something because I will not be rereading this book. It was just really heavy and intense, and again, the rich people drama, like, I'm not interested. However, there were some really important topics, and I get what the author was trying to do. Would I recommend this? No. Then we followed that up with The Heart Principle, which, had I known what I was getting myself into, this probably would have gotten higher rating. I think I'm going to settle on like 3.5 stars for this one. I also forgot to mention in the review, when I was editing the video, I noticed that I forgot to mention that one of the other heavy topics that this talks about is Anna's diagnosis with being on the spectrum, which was huge. So I can't believe I forgot that in my review. But yeah, I really like Quan a lot. I think everybody needs a Quan. But again, I didn't really like her family until the end, and I just struggle with that. I struggle with not liking the characters, and also I struggle with the fact that I'm pretty sure the other 2 books in this series are like rom-coms, and so this was marketed as a rom-com like I said in the review, and it just didn't feel like a rom-com to me. It felt like more of a like contemporary romance fiction type book. But would I recommend it? Yes. Then we read The Lies I Tell, which was my other 5-star read, but we already knew this. I actually read this last summer. Last summer? Yeah, last summer. This is a book of the month of June 2022, which is when I read it. And I just really like this book, so would I recommend it? Yes, obviously. And then we read The Stardust Thief, which I again don't have. I have it on my Kindle, but I will have to get a copy of that. So The Stardust Thief. I think I settled on 4 stars. Yes, 4 stars. I'm happy with that rating. Having sat on it, I think 4 stars is still good for this. And I almost gave away some stuff in my review. It's really hard to review like books that you just read without spoiling them because it's so fresh in your mind. But would I recommend this book? Yes and no. If you are into fantasy, I would recommend it. It's a lot of world building, but I really like her writing. I think it's really magical, and I like the characters in this book a lot. But if you're looking for like a light romantasy book, then no, I would not recommend this. But yeah, I'm settled on 4 stars for The Stardust Thief. And then the last book, as we know, The Great Alone by Kristen Hanna, 5 freaking stars. I'm actually really excited. I found The 4 Winds by Kristen Hanna in my like one of my local little free libraries, and now I'm like really excited to read it. Like yeah, who knew? So I will definitely be reading that. I gotta pull it out of my TBR jar though, because you know that's just how the system works. Potentially, I don't know, we'll see. But yeah, very hard hitting. I'm very happy with all of these reads. Like I said, I'm missing The Stardust Thief, but that is our wrap up minus The Stardust Thief. Just pretend it's on here. And I really enjoyed doing this video, so thank you so much, Vanessa, for doing this video with me, collabing with me on these books, buddy reading these books with me, collabing with me on this video. I can't talk. I had a lot of fun. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will obviously have all of Vanessa's stuff linked below, as well as her video. And yeah, make sure you go subscribe to her. And she, like I said, she does book content, sprints, all that fun stuff. She also plays Pokemon Go, which is really cool. I think she has her friend code in her description box, so go add her if you play Pokemon Go too. But that is it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Give it a thumbs up if you did. Subscribe if you haven't already. And I will see you in my next video. Bye guys!